7 biblical prophecies that are coming true right now. For centuries, theologians and historians have analyzed the scriptures in search of predictions about the future. Some of these prophecies were considered symbolic, others literal, and some were simply ignored until now. There is one specific prophecy recorded thousands of years ago that seemed impossible to fulfill. However, recent events are showing that perhaps we underestimated its true meaning. The scariest part? Scientists, political leaders, and even skeptics are starting to realize that this prophecy may be unfolding right before our eyes. But what exactly does this prophecy say? And why is it leaving scholars around the world perplexed? If it's accurate, it not only explains what is happening right now, but it also predicts what is about to happen. And what comes next could change everything we know about the future of humanity. Before we continue, check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because in the upcoming videos, we'll explore even more mysteries you won't want to miss. Human history follows cycles. Great civilizations rise, reach their peak, and in the blink of an eye, they collapse. The most intriguing part? This pattern is not random. It was described in detail thousands of years ago. There is an hidden script written in the pages of the Bible that seems to predict exactly when empires will fall and new powers will rise. The same signs that preceded the collapse of ancient civilizations are starting to appear again, and now on a global scale. Does this mean we are approaching a new turning point? Or will humanity not have a second chance this time? The clues are clear, but there's an even more disturbing detail. The prophecy doesn't only speak of political or economic collapses. It points to the rise of a power that will change the world's destiny. Since ancient times, kings and rulers have decided the fate of humanity. But the Bible speaks of a specific group of leaders who will emerge in the end times, paving the way for the most impactful event in history. The curious thing is that, by analyzing the current world scenario, certain patterns begin to emerge. The formation of unexpected alliances, shifts in global power, and events that seemed impossible are happening exactly as described in the scriptures. But who are these 7 kings mentioned in the prophecy? Could they be influential political figures we already know? Or is there something even darker happening behind the scenes? The pieces of this puzzle begin to fit together and reveal something disturbing. These leaders will not only pave the way for the next prophetic event, but they will also be directly linked to one of the greatest deceptions in the history of humanity. What if everything we believe to be true was just a great lie? The Bible mentions a period of deception so powerful that even the wisest could be deceived. But what does that mean? Look around. We are living in an age where information is manipulated, where narratives are controlled, and where millions of people believe in fabricated versions of reality. Could this be the prelude to the prophecy? Or is there still a greater event on the way? Something that will make the whole world believe a lie created to hide the truth? The signs are already everywhere, but few are able to see them. What will happen when this illusion reaches its peak? Imagine waking up one day to discover that the economic system as we know it has simply ceased to exist. Money is devalued, banks are closed, chaos and despair are spreading globally. It sounds like the scenario of an apocalyptic movie, but the truth is, the Bible warned about such an event thousands of years ago. What few realize is that signs of this collapse are already happening around us. Unsustainable national debts, uncontrolled inflation, and the creation of new financial technologies that could replace physical money. But why is all of this important? Because prophecy speaks of a system that will rise from the ashes of this collapse. A new economic order where no one will be able to buy or sell without a specific mark. Are we heading toward this moment? The connections are disturbing, and everything suggests this transformation will be led by a man who remains hidden. Have you already heard about these facts? Drop a comment if you've heard of them. Let's discuss. Great crises always bring great leaders, but what we are about to witness is something completely different. The Bible describes a ruler who will rise at a moment of global desperation, offering solutions so effective that the entire world will see him as a savior. He will be worshipped, revered, and will have influence like never before in history. But here's the most sinister detail. Behind his charismatic facade lies a much larger plan. He won't just be uniting nations or solving crises. He will be preparing the world for total control. And the most unsettling part? Some theorists claim this leader might already be among us, waiting for the right moment to reveal himself. But there is a sign that, when it appears, will leave no doubt about who he truly is. Throughout history, cosmic events have always been seen as omens. Eclipses, meteors, solar flares, each of them carries meanings that have intrigued humanity for millennia. But the Bible speaks of a specific sign, something that will happen in the skies and mark the beginning of an unprecedented global event. What makes this prophecy even more unsettling? Astronomers have been recording inexplicable phenomena, from unusual changes in the behavior of the sun to mysterious signals coming from deep space. Could these be mere coincidences? Or are we about to witness something that will confirm the scriptures were right all along? What exactly will happen when this sign appears? Let's keep going. But before that, I noticed you haven't left. Like yet. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Devastating earthquakes, storms growing more violent, wildfires out of control. The planet seems to be in convulsion, reacting in ways never seen before. But what if all of this wasn't just a natural phenomenon? What if these disasters were fulfilling an ancient prophecy? The Bible mentions that in the last days, the earth will groan, giving clear signs that something great is about to happen. Scientists might try to explain these changes with data and theories, but there is one detail no one can deny. The frequency and intensity of these events are increasing at an alarming rate. Could this be the final warning before the great conclusion? And if so, what exactly are we preparing to face? There is a small piece of land that, despite its modest geography, has been the epicenter of conflicts, disputes, and prophecies for millennia. Israel. Since its modern creation in 1948, this country has become the focal point of political, religious, and military events that defy any logical explanation. But what if all of this was already predicted in the Bible? The prophecy states that in the last days, Israel will play a crucial role, becoming the target of unlikely alliances and unexpected enemies. What is even more disturbing? Recent diplomatic and military movements seem to be drawing exactly the scenario described in the scriptures. But what will the next step be? And why does this small piece of land provoke so much global interest? The Temple of Jerusalem was the spiritual center of the Jewish people for centuries until its destruction. However, the Bible states that, before the end, this temple will be rebuilt. The question is, how could this happen? The Temple Mount, the sacred site where the temple should be erected, today houses one of the most important structures in Islam, the Dome of the Rock. Any attempt to change this location could trigger a global conflict. Yet there are rumors that preparations are already underway. Sacred utensils have been recreated. Priests are being trained, and the reconstruction seems to be only a matter of time. But why is this temple so important? Because it marks the beginning of a crucial prophetic event, something that will change the course of history forever. What if one day the sun stopped shining? What if, without any plausible scientific explanation, the entire world was plunged into total darkness? The Bible speaks of such a day, a moment of darkness that will mark a point of no return. The most alarming part? Scientists have already identified possibilities of cosmic events, such as massive solar flares or global volcanic eruptions, that could cause a similar phenomenon. But what if this darkness is not only physical, but also spiritual? A time when the truth will be distorted, and many will not see what is really happening? This day of darkness could be the final warning before the ultimate event, the decisive moment for humanity. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to continue receiving more amazing content like this. After all these prophecies, we arrive at the most critical moment. If all of this is really unfolding before our eyes, then there are only two possibilities. We either ignore the signs or prepare for what is to come. But what does this preparation mean? The Bible speaks of a final call, a moment when each person will have to make a decision. But this choice won't be easy. The illusion will be powerful, the deception will be convincing, and many will not realize they are falling exactly into the plan described thousands of years ago. The question is there still time to change the course of history? Or are we already living the final moments before the ultimate conclusion?